Hi, we're here at Virus Bulletin Conference in Vancouver. My guest is Kostin Ryu from Kaspersky Lab Global Research and Analysis team. We're just about halfway through the first day of the conference. There was an interesting keynote from the security guy at Facebook and some other smaller talks. Can you give me a sense of what are some of the things that stood out for you today?
Yeah, it's already a pretty interesting conference, I think. This is, for me, the 12th conference, so I've been to quite a few of those. And definitely this year, it's gravitating around Stuxnet. I think that's going to be the most interesting thing. There's going to be a presentation from Symantec. They're going to talk about their analysis of Stuxnet. And then we'll have a joint presentation together with Microsoft about our own research into Stuxnet. But definitely that's not all that you're going to see at Virus Bulletin. There's a few other very interesting presentations like the one you're mentioning from Nick Bilogorsky at Facebook about how important social networks have become and how social networks are moving towards in the direction of authentication and how that is going to replace other means in the future.
Did you get a sense from that keynote that Facebook is really taking security seriously and they're on top of things, or do you find it's more Facebook being reacting to some of the issues they've been facing rather than being proactive to ward off attacks?
Very good question. Well, for me, this is the second Facebook security-related presentation that I have seen so far. I have seen another one, also very good presentation from Max Kelly, which is the Chief Security Officer at Facebook. And he presented at the Black Hat conference, and he spoke a bit about attribution of attacks, which is a very, very interesting and modern way of trying to fight the cyber criminals. And the main idea there was about the fact that you cannot fight vulnerabilities. There will always be vulnerabilities in software. What you can do instead is go after the attackers and try to make it count, make them pay for what they're doing. Today was a more technical presentation, I think, and they were showing a bit about the security measures they have integrated into Facebook. And the fact that usually the best security is the kind that you do not see. So there's a lot of interesting technologies built into Facebook which are trying to protect the users.
But the end user never sees it because a lot of it happens in the background.
But still they're there, yes, and they are.
He made a point today that the majority of attacks that happen on Facebook just are never successful because of a lot of these technologies in the background. The stuff that you see is just a small percentage of the stuff they're dealing with. Do you believe do you get a sense that they're really on top of things? Because we continue to see big outbreaks on Facebook, clickjacking, Cookface continues to swarm around Facebook. Or is it always going to be cat and mouse as it relates to Facebook?
Oh, I think probably we have seen a similar situation a couple of years ago when we started having a lot of viruses and Trojans for Windows. And we all know that Microsoft was doing a very poor job with patching vulnerabilities, and that's how the Secure Initiative was launched. And I think that it's quite different this time. I do think that Facebook, they're doing a bit better than Microsoft was doing a couple of years ago. So from that point of view, I think the game is a bit different and they are doing a bit better.
Did you catch any other presentations beyond the
Yes,
this morning?
Yes, absolutely, yes. I have seen our colleague Dmitry Bestuzhev talking about one of his favorite subjects, and he showed that the average guy in the Virus Bulletin audience, once he gets infected, all his details are worth about $7,800. So that was also a very interesting presentation.
And that was a combination of showing that all your identity-related information on the internet, from your email address to your IM account, to your Facebook account, to your bank account,
Twitter,
everything that's tied, PayPal account, eBay account, everything that's tied to your identity or to some sort of monetary value can be how you can collate that and put a certain value on each identity on the internet.
Yes, you can put a price on a person, on an infection of a computer, and that was the average price he came up with.
Beyond Stuxnet, which is probably going to be the big topic this year, obviously, just industrial espionage, malware going beyond the computer, beyond the desktop, beyond the server, into more interesting places. Beyond that, there's a lot of buzz here around mobile malware. I think more or less it's starting to take off. We've been predicting that it's going to happen. There are at least 2 talks here on mobile malware. Are you expecting to hear anything new and interesting in that area?
Yeah, absolutely. We have, first of all, we have Mikko Hipponen, which is the Chief Research Officer of F-Secure, and he's going to show some pretty interesting and cool stuff about mobile malware. And then we have our own Denis Maslenikov, who is also going to talk about mobile malware from the point of view of the Partnyorka, the famous Russian organization which is focused on making money from mobile malware through reselling of services, up to the point where the number of layers which get between the victim and the final person who receives the money is up to 5 or even 7 layers.
On a personal level, this is your 12th FIBI conference?
It's my 12th. The first one, I think, was in 1998 in Munich. It was also the first time to me to fly outside Romania. So that was pretty exciting, but it also was a very, very good event, and definitely hope, and I know that this one will be very interesting as well. It's actually the 20th anniversary of Virus Bulletin. There's going to be a number of announcements. They will actually vote some of the greatest contribution to the anti-malware industry in the last 10 years, greatest contribution to the anti-spam industry, best newcomer, best educator, where our good Ryan Rain here is nominated, most innovative with the idea in the anti-malware spam arena, and so forth. And I do think that we are all looking forward to see who the winners are going to be.
How has the conference evolved over the years for you? For the last, the conference is now 20 years old. You've been coming here for 12 years. Is this how has it evolved from being just a traditional conference where it was just around mail and virus activity to talking about Stuxnet, which includes all kinds of SCADA environments?
Well, to be honest, there are not so many changes compared to 10 years ago or 12 years ago. And Virus Bulletin has this tradition of being very conservative, so they don't easily change things. But at the same time, we have to keep in mind that it's the most successful antivirus conference in the industry. So that means that when it comes to going to the anti-malware conference, people go to Virus Bulletin, and they have been going to Virus Bulletin for 20 years now. And as I was saying, it didn't change much, but there have been some really important changes, such as the Turbo Talks. They have been introduced about 2 years ago, and they do allow the conference to keep up with the novelties in the field. So that's why we have presentations about the Stuxnet, which was revealed in July 2010. And also we have other last-minute presentations about really hot subjects. And to be a hot subject, that's one of the mandatory factors when the jury was evaluating the paper.